Hello and welcome to From Dreams to Reality, the Business Tale podcast interview series. I'm your host, Jerry Covella, and today I have the honor of being joined by Chao Yan, founder or co-founder of Princeton New Energy, located right in Princeton, New Jersey. Chao, welcome, and thank you, my friend, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to chat about your business and to tell our followers all about your business venture. So why don't we kick this off? And if you would, tell us a little bit about your business and maybe offer some insight to those entrepreneurs who are viewing today, how they could be inspired to go out and start a project on their own.
Thank you so much, Jerry. Appreciate for your invitation. I'll be very proud that we can talk here and as a founder of Princeton New Energy and also as the startup company out of New Jersey. So first off, for Princeton New Energy, the company we founded together, including myself and three other Princeton colleagues together. And the company, we are focusing on using advanced technology to recycle lithium-ion batteries. So the purpose why we want to fund the company about 5 years ago, because most of us we are learning some technology in Princeton and focusing on the battery-related research, material-related research. We think there's a big challenge 5 years ago when we see this market. There's a lot of demand to build new batteries, also a lot of demand to produce a lot of electric vehicles, the energy storage systems, and some other applications. But there's a big challenge is how we can handle them by the end of life of those batteries. So we attended multiple conferences for the batteries. We always are looking for a good solution to close the loop for this market. However, if you see this from 5 years ago, even today, the conventional recycling technology, they are very old. There's 100 years old technology. They need a lot of acid. There's very toxic and very big, I would say, impact to the environment. And also they're very cost. And also they are very sort of dangerous because you need to handle a lot of the acid. So as a scientist from Princeton, we always thinking, can we do a for the technology? So that's why, and we use what we learned using plasma to recover the valuable materials from batteries. So we call it direct recycling. So compare with conventional recycling technology, you need to break down everything to the element and remake all the materials. We do not want to destroy the very valuable materials. So that's why we direct collect the cathode and anode materials. So that's why we call it direct recycling technology. And in this way, we are able to reduce about 40% of cost and also minimize at least 70% of emissions compared with the conventional technology. And then I want to bring a little bit of what comparison we did for them. That we always say we do the comparison with the apple to apple comparison. So starting from you collect the batteries and you all the way to for new cathode materials. So that's what we do the comparison, the apple to apple comparison. And if you see the conventional way, it has to go to the leaching process. You need 1,000 tons of the acid storage in your backyard. You also need to go through the refining process. It's a high temperature, high emission, high energy intensive the steps, and also to synthesize the new materials. That's all need a lot of the chemicals and also very expensive. So that is why our technology is very unique and very much advanced in this industry to move forward.
And again, we chatted a little bit before we started the podcast today, but I am so intrigued because this is cutting edge. And I really like to kind of go back. What did that moment look like when you got together with your group of fellow founders of the company and the bright light went off and said, hey, we've got an opportunity. So talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So all of us, we are the scientists, the four co-founders, me and my colleagues who full-time work in the company. We used to be all the research scientists, the postdoc research in Princeton. And two other co-founders, they are the professors in Princeton. So all of us, we actually very academic driven to try to understand better for the industry and also the technology. So at that time, at the beginning, we do not have an idea to have a company. But later on, we get to know more for the market. We understand the US really need a lot of innovative technology. However, if we don't fund a company, a lot of our great technology just lay down at the publications as papers. No one will pick them up to make this scaling up applicate to the entire industry. So that's why we discussed multiple times. Since we know the technology better than most people others, so that's why we think why not have a company together? Let's try to make it happen. So that's just the moment we all sit down together. We think we should do something better than just to get the research down to get the publications. We should try to make the smaller scale of the technology to the middle scale to the larger scale. So if you see a lot of the companies, especially focusing on the advanced manufacturing, the biggest challenge is to increase the capacity, which we call it scaling up. So most people say it's easy to handle in the lab scale for sure, because you just handle them manually, move the beaker from here to there, which is easy. But once you move into the industrial scale, all the equipment engineering, there's so many scaling up the challenges flow to us. So that's why we are very focused on how to scaling up based on our technology we funded from Princeton University. So that is we believe we are the best candidate to do this, and also we think the United States really need this technology. So that's why we step into this market to become an entrepreneur. We are very exciting. There's so many challenges, but we are very enjoy this experience so far.
Yeah, and I would imagine there are many hoops to jump through with certain guidelines, regulations in place, and especially with this. I mean, again, this is cutting edge technology that you're using. I mean, right out of the lab. And that is exciting to just listen to hear your story. But you talked about technology that was well over 100 years old. And now it seems like technology is changing every day and enhancements are occurring every day. So in this business, right now, you are at the leading edge. As a business owner, how do you stay adaptable enough to evolve with changes? So, I mean, those changes could occur rapidly. Have you thought about that, and how can you stay adaptable to that?
Yeah, I think the any industry related with the innovation about technology, the adoption for the market, I think most important thing is affordability. So if any technology, there are new technology, they are too expensive. I mean, normal people, Americans cannot adopt this technology. For example, the smartphone. So if you see like a 30 years of smartphone, we have that one, and which is big, and everything is big. And once like early 2000, we see this very beautiful like a smartphone with a larger screen coming in the market, and everyone love it. However, it's too expensive. So if it's expensive, the market, the normal consumers, it's just hard to adopt this new technology. But the most important thing is that how we can reduce the cost for these innovative technologies. Then once you reduce the cost, if you see like right now, almost everybody has a smartphone, almost everyone. So once you reduce the cost to the reasonable level, and that is the fast adoption for the innovative technology. So same thing for us. We understand that the most important things for the innovative technology is to reducing the cost. So that's why we heavily to focusing on this part. And right now we are more confident that this new technology can at least reduce about 40% of cost from compared with conventional technology. And also I want to mention, we have a much more rooms than the conventional technology to continue to reduce the cost. We are still in the early stage. However, if you see the conventional technology, which is hundreds years old technology, there's very little room, almost no room for them to continue to reduce the cost, because this already well established, the supply chain, everything will be difficult. So that is why I think the entire United States, we need advanced manufacturing technology. That is our strength in the US. It's very, I would say, challenge and the risk to bring in this old technology, which we already get rid of them hundreds of years or 50 years ago and bring them back to US. I think that will be very risky.
How about the transition from the laboratory, from being a scientist to being an entrepreneur? What were some of the common misconceptions about running a business that you may have encountered, and how did you address them?
I think this is still the challenge to me at this moment. So I think I'm still a scientist. So every time if I read, say, the papers, publications, technology, I just can't stop myself to read them. So it's very different. As a scientist, we basically always chasing always the one of the best publication, the papers, their ideas, and to create our ideas into this topic to bring the better publications and experiments and so on. So once we transition to this the position as an entrepreneur, I think it's the time to learn more. So for sure, at the beginning, all the founders, including myself, we are the co-founder, no matter CEO, but we're also the scientist. But later on, we have more and more functions. I think is that to build a strong team is one of the most important thing. So as a company at this moment, we have a very strong business team, very strong finance team, and also very strong strategic team, marketing team, human resource team, and so on. So I think it's kind of like building this the team different structure, different function, and let them to help us to run the company together. At the same time, there's a lot of the new challenge for us. For example, how to develop new business, how to raise money. It's all the new area for the scientist. So there's a lot of lesson learned. I used to join the couple of the we call a small MBA, kind of like for example, like NSF I Corps, for example, like a Clean Tech Open. So there's so many things I already involved inside and learning with them through like a 3 to 4 months, like a small courses they will teach us. So there's a lot of things you have to learn. So I think I'm very enjoying in this process. It's always to learn new things. So I don't think I'm really the good CEO at this moment, but that is a good, I would say, the process that all the entrepreneur you have to learn. Always a fast learning in the process.
Yeah. Thank you for that. That's great insight and recommendations for our followers. So I'm going to piggyback on that final question. So what advice would you offer to aspiring entrepreneurs who are just starting their journey or facing the challenges in their own business? 1 or 2 key items that you would say, here's my recommendation.
I think there's 2 things if you think the most important thing. The first one is talking to as many people as you can from many industries, because as an entrepreneur, you are not only have like a lab or scientist activities, but you need to work on your accounting. You want to make sure your accounting is everything is okay. You need to work with human resource to hiring poor people to create a company culture. And you have to work talking to the business people to develop your new business, build your own strategy. So try to talk with as more people as you can. And also talking to your customer. Because if you don't know what your customer want, you're just focusing on research, eventually you find it's not a match. So this is also, you have to very fast learning through the communication with them. You want to make sure your product or your process are fit to their requirement. So this is I still from today, I think the fit to your customer is one of the most important thing. So to run a business, you cannot run with some technology and no one can adopt later on. So the first for myself lesson learned is try to talk with more people as possible. The second thing is that I think the most important thing for myself is that you have to think out of the box, out of the scientist. Because as a scientist, you're probably looking for the best publication and so on. But as an entrepreneur, you have to understand your challenge. The challenge you are facing is not in the lab scale, small scale. Scaling up, you have to have this idea. No matter 1 year or 5 years or 10 years, you have to scaling up your technology. So you need to working with the people to working with a different way to scaling up the technology. So some people think, let's focus in the lab scale with a little bit larger lab scale. But eventually, you have to step into the manufacturing scale, and that is something that the goal you have to pushing yourself, the push team to go to that direction. So I think this is also very important. And that once you go to the industrial scale, and the industry can accept you. So I think these two are the most important thing what I learned. Maybe I want to add one more is build a strong team. So you need to build a very strong team, strong board, strong advisors to help you because you as an entrepreneur it's not possible you know everything. You have to work with others. So maybe that's the 3 recommendations I want to leave to anyone who is just stepping into this new startup business.
Great, great, Chao. Thank you. And one last question. So we are at the beginning of what looks like a great journey. So what's the future look like for you and your team? What's the ultimate goal here?
Yeah, I think we always have the one sentence we want to say is that we do not want to leave any batteries in the junkyard. So the goal for the company is that we want to set up a robust process, and which is obviously the cost is lower enough, the environmental impact is lower enough, and the safety is also very important. It's safe enough, and the health enough to the employees. We want to set up the robust process to handle all the waste batteries coming out of the future EV sectors, all of them the energy storage sectors, consumer electronics, and recycle all of them to the valuable materials in the United States to support US supply chain. Because in the US, we do not have any cobalt. We don't have a nickel. So those critical materials we do not produce in the US by ourselves. The very direct channel for the US is from the recycling, which we call urban mining. So we want to secure all these materials using our robust, the lower cost, lower emission, safe process to convert them into the valuable materials in the US to support this supply chain. That we can build more batteries in the US and we are secure the supply chain in the US. So that is our goal for the future.
A wonderful vision, my friend. Chao, again, thank you so much for your time today. It was great meeting you, hearing about your team, and learning more about what is truly an amazing business. So how can folks get more information about what you're doing and learn more about you and your business?
Definitely. So I'm very welcome if you want to follow us on the LinkedIn, or you can follow us on our the website, and also we have newsletters. So it's all welcome to following us. And if you have any ideas or want to collaborate or talk with us, and our team is really welcome to communicate with others to see how we can make this the work.
Yeah, and your website address for our folks?
I think it's www.pnecycle.com. PNECYCLE.com. Let me double check.
Again, Chao, thank you so much. One of the more, if not the most intriguing stories we have been able to tell our viewers so far. I wish you the best of luck, and I'm sure we'll hear much more about Princeton New Energy and all the good things you're doing. And to our followers, you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you in our next session of From Dreams to Reality. This is Jerry Covella. You all have a great day.